who curses you. So why would he be afraid of his life? Why would you be afraid of someone coming against you when you have all heaven backing you up? Why would you allow yourself to be taught and be persuaded and to falling back away from the promise instead of walking to the promise? Sometimes we fall to peer pressure. Amen. Sometimes we forget who we are and whose we are. Amen. But yet, as he journeyed, and when he took a sidestep, God did not go back upon his word. Not one word comes forth out of God's mouth will fall to the ground. Everything would do exactly what it's supposed to do. Because what happened to Pharaoh was that he turned to him, why have you did this unto us? Because the plague came upon him. He said, why did you tell me this was your sister and not your wife? Why have you brought this torment upon me? Because why? The very act of what he was doing, God got him. Be careful, people, who you put your mouths on.
Amen.
Do not speak ill of God's chosen elect.
That's right.
Watch the things that you say, but most of all, watch the things that you think and harbor in your heart. For out of the heart, the mouth will what? Speak.
Out of the heart, that's right.
We have an angel of this house. We ought to lift up, to esteem. We ought to, oh my God, to shield and to cover. We ought to lay prostrate and to pray. We ought to lift and bear up arms. We are not to tear down. We are not to belittle. We are not to shackle chains behind our back. We are not to shackle chains on our feet. We are not to make her be conformed to our will, to our whims. Sometimes people get in the mind and they're set in the mindset and they think that I know more than she knows.
Amen. Come on.
I know more than he knows. I can do it better. This is not time for competition.
Amen.
Because it's a set time for set things. God set things in order, in decency and in order. Your gifts will make room for you. Off inside of the new members, there is bylaws. There is things that we learn. There is the spirit of the pastor that we are to assume. We are to know our likes and dislikes. We are to know how we carry ourselves. We are to know how things carry within the church. There is a protocol that we are to follow. In your home, there's a protocol that you should follow. In my home, there's this one thing, because my nephew, when I was in San Diego, that he did, I had to let him know, you do not come to my house and eat more chicken than I do. It's a protocol of how you do things, how things are set. And just give you an analogy of that. There's a protocol. Just like in the legislature, there's a protocol. But sometimes people feel that they know more than the president. I understand that you don't want to respect the man, but respect the office. I understand that you don't want to respect the woman, but respect the office. I understand that you have to respect the office. You see, what happened to Pharaoh is that he did not respect the office. His word is true. I will bless them that bless you, and I will curse them that will curse you. Oh, we haven't even got to the part of dealing with humility that we'll be heading to. Giving the background, dealing with Abraham. Because some may not know exactly who Abraham is and what Abraham went through, because when he was called out from his father, he was 75 years old. 75-year-old man that was called out from his father to start an adventure, start a journey on a path of righteousness to get to where God needed him to be. Sometimes you may feel that, now that was old start now, but yet, even at a young age, no matter where you are in life, when God make a call upon your life, it's time for you to move, and to move quickly. But do understand, though it may tarry, it will come. But when it shows up, it won't take very long for it to happen. He called him out at 75 and told him, gave him a blessing. He was happy on the inside. I can understand, because being a father myself, I was happy on the inside, knowing and found out that I was having my firstborn son. But the thing was, the promise that he had made unto him, He got weary, and sometimes we get weary in the promises that God makes to us. Sometimes we get discouraged, and things happen in our life. But yet we are to stay in his presence. Seek a moment to be in his presence. But later, after that, God even spoke to him again. And when he told him that I'm going to bring forth a child from your very loins, because while he wanted to know about his blessing, he said, Eleazar, I have a son. Should that be the heir in my house? But God had to let him know, no, the promise that I made to you, I'm here to let you know that the promise that God made to you is going to come to pass. That which he has spoken into your life is going to come to pass. That word that he had dropped in your spirit is going to come to pass. No matter how long that you may think it's going to take, it's going to come to pass. Don't give up on it. Don't get weary in well-doing. Understand that trials and tribulations are going to come. But do know that his word will come to pass. If he spoke it, if he said it, understand that it's going to come about. Understand that it's not going to turn away from you. It's going to overtake you. But will you be in the right place when it's time to receive the blessing that God has for you? Will your mindset be right? Will your attitude be right? Will the spirit about you be right? Will you see him approaching when it's time to go out and to meet him? There are times when we try to hold people close, when we shouldn't hold them close and keep them near. That always gets us in trouble. When he told him to get out from among his kindred, to go to a place that I will show you, he took his brother's son. He took Lot. And as y'all probably know about the story, Lot, he got into mischief. He didn't look for mischief. He just said he got into mischief. Mishaps always happen. Things always occur. Sometimes you have a family member where things just don't go right. Things always happen. And you have to run and get them out of the situation. Sometimes you get upset and get furious. Why are you suddenly getting in these situations? But yet you don't speak it to them. You still run to them because why? That's the love that you have for your kinsmen, for your family. You don't want ill things to happen to them. No matter how many times you get them out of the ditch. You find them, they still get themselves into a ditch. But yet the promise that comes to fruition for him until he cut ties. Let me repeat that. The promise did not come to fruition until he cut ties. Maybe that which you're seeking God for has not came about until you have cut the ties. You need to let go that which you're holding on to, thinking that is small and minute. That small and minute thing is the very thing that is keeping you from receiving what God has for you. If we turn the lights off in here, it'll be dark. But if you turn the light on, there's no darkness. It's only shadows. Because why? When the light casts, it casts shadows. But understand, how can two walk together except they agree? How? Unless there is an agreement, there's no way that you can walk together and to receive what you really need to receive. Unless you are in an agreement, a covenant, a contract that is not easily broken. That which has no conditional strings attached to it.